We've had car trouble, lots of car trouble. We've had issues with the tyres. Through them bushes there's a couple of fishermen. They've got huge rods. Oh, I'm right. How did I know? And I'm going to put it on the screen because I don't want to butcher the name. We'd not planned on vlogging this again. The main priority for me is the safety aspect. We need to get home safely. We've got a long drive. And I've got no cross, no puppy cross.
This wasn't planned.
Because this wasn't planned.
It's Braise to Somme, but I think it must be Prowse to Somme.
Well, good morning from France. This is day 2 in France. Although I don't think we're going to be stopping here entirely for the trip. I think we're going to be heading towards Belgium. We do love this place, and let me just show you where we spent the night last night. There's Hotel Belgium behind us. We're in a place called the Redan Ridge. So this place here, the Redan Ridge, was a strong strategic place in 1916. Notably, the first day of the Battle of the Somme, 1st of July 1916, where the British tried to take the Germans from this high ground. They were well and secure dug in, deep in trenches and dugouts. It's a high ground, but it wasn't until the November of 1916 where they managed to succeed in taking some of those positions that the Germans held. So it's littered with quite a few cemeteries up here. We've got some further down on the main road down there, and there's this one here which we're just going to have a brief look at. There's one in the distance over there. I think that is the road, main road one, I think. I'm not quite sure. I'll have to get the bearings right. But the point is, we're here because we enjoy learning about these things, but we're not going to focus too heavy on it. We have done videos about this subject before. So this is Redan Ridge Cemetery number 1. There's quite a few killed in action. 13th of November 1916. Another 13th of November 1916. So 13th of November 1916 was the Battle of Anchor, and that was where the British managed to succeed in taking this area around here. We're probably going to head towards Albert, the town, the heart of the Western Front back in World War I, and we'll have a little look around there. There's a museum, there's a basilica, there's shops and everything else as you can imagine. So we'll head on there next after we've packed up.
Not many people visit up here.
We've now arrived at the Thiepval Memorial. I have got one family member on this memorial, which I'm going to have a look at, and we have done a video about this before. But on this memorial, there's more than 72,000 British and South African servicemen that are missing, killed in action, and have no known grave. And their names are etched on this memorial. And I'm going to find my relative, and I've got no cross, no puppy cross.
Because this wasn't planned.
Because this wasn't planned. So we found him. He's up there. Robert Tempest Fossard. He was my first cousin, 4 times removed. He was in the Northumberland Fusiliers. It's an impressive memorial, isn't it? All these men missing. Well, good morning. We're in Somme, and I'm talking really quietly because we're near a lake and there's lots of fishermen around. Fishermen like it quiet, don't they? But it's an absolute cracking morning. It was really misty this morning, but it's spectacular now. And you can go for little walks round here as well. So let's have a little look, because we're just packed up and we're ready to go. Look at that. Amazing. And we're not far from the River Somme. And this is a lake just off it. And there's no fishermen up here. Dare I speak a bit louder? Well, I can, a bit. There's nobody much around here. But just over there, through them bushes, there's a couple of fishermen. And they've got huge rods. Sorry. Just had to get that in. Oh, look at this. Oh, I don't actually want to go right over there. Grass is a bit wet. Oh. Anyway, we're going to try and... Oh, we're not going to try. We are going to do... Don't know why I keep saying trying to do something when you're actually going to do it. But there we go. There's Hotel Belinga. Ticking over. Ready to go. And, well, let's have a look at this. I'll get back to telling you what we're supposedly going to do today. Marvellous scenery. So quiet round here. Right, I'm coming to the point where the fishermen are, even though James has got the engine going. We're going to head into Somme. There's a church, and I don't think there's much else. After that, we're going to go into Albert. So, anyway, let's not keep the engine ticking much longer and let's just crack on and go. We've just arrived at this church that we're going to go in now, but why are all these bras hung up?
The name of the place. I misread it.
What is it?
Well, it's, if you look on there,
What's it say?
well, it's Somme, but I think it must be Prowse Somme.
No, I don't know the name of this church, so I'm probably going to have to put it on screen. Shall we see if we can go in?
Yeah. Have a little look.
Oh, is it open?
No.
Right, okay.
Well, it's built between the 12th and 16th centuries.
Right, it would appear that we can't get in.
Well, I'll try this on the door here,
All
which
right, then.
doesn't look hopeful.
Last chance. No.
No, definitely locked.
Oh well, it'd be nice to go in there. Anyway, we're going to head on to Albert now. Since we can't get in, I don't think there's anything else much to explore around it. It's very small, isn't it, this place? So we've arrived in Albert, in a free car park for as long as we want. Don't get that much in England, do you? That's the town hall. And over there, poking out at the top, over there is the basilica that we're going to go into. So we're just about to go into here. You see that? That church there? We can get out of the way. So this is called the Notre Dame de... And I'm going to put it on the screen because I don't want to butcher the name. But it was built in 1880, destroyed mostly in the First World War. Destroyed mostly in the First World War. So right at the top there is the Virgin Mary holding the baby Jesus. And it was said, well, it actually happened in the First World War. It was bombed by German artillery and it was hanging sideways. And it's said that on the Allied side, if the Virgin Mary fell, then the war would be over. But also the Germans said if the Virgin Mary fell, they would have won the war. This town of Albert was quite important during the First World War. It was en route of the main supply line for the Allied troops. So now what we're going to do is have a look in here.
Ooh.
And it's open. It's a bit dark. I'll have to whisper. Not been in here before. It's free to come in because we've come in and we haven't paid.
Is it the basilica?
I'm not entirely sure what it all means, so there's no point in trying to guess. I'm sure I can either research it or somebody who knows more about this thing can actually tell us. But it's an absolute stunning building.
It is, isn't it?
Look at it. That's amazing. And this had to be rebuilt after the First World War. Absolutely amazing, isn't it? Look at all them. Is that, will that be mosaics? It will be, won't it?
On the wall and
Yeah.
that alcove bit, I think so. Could be painted.
Yeah. We're talking quietly in here because I don't know if anybody else is in. I don't like shouting in these places. But underneath, there's a museum, 1916 museum, all about the First World War in the town of Albert. It's very, very, very quiet in here.
Should we show them the museum?
Yeah, let's go do that. So we weren't alone in there. There was another lady in there as well, weren't there? But right, this fountain over here is pink, and those bras that we saw in Brace Somme, I don't know why we didn't think of it, James, but it's actually all to do with breast cancer. There's bras hung up everywhere, so it's obvious, isn't it? There's pink flags and stuff, so it's all to do with breast cancer research. Right.
Well, when you say research, I mean we actually read one of the things that was written up in by it. It's not overly deep research, but it was sort of fairly obvious to everybody but us.
So this is the museum, the Somme, 1916.
I think this is interesting.
And this is actually underneath.
This is a First World War artillery piece, and as you can see, wagon wheels, and then just a few short years later, the Second World War artillery piece. The technology has moved on with the barrel. I'm not sure what these are for, but I'm sure there's a reason for this. It's new air cooling or something, or accuracy or something, but also pneumatic tyres. So quite a transformation in 21 years. Quite a transformation in technology.
So this museum we're going to go into, Museum Somme 1916, we'll just show a little bit, okay?
Yeah.
And I remember there's a recreation of what it would have been like in the trenches, and also this is actually situated underneath this, the church we've been in. So come on then, let's have a scoot in here. These tunnels, I'm wondering, and I'm going to have to research this bit. I've not actually researched it. I think there's a significant meaning to it, whether they were built deliberately in the First World War or whether it'll date back to something like, not medieval times, you know, like...
The church, when the church was built. A crypt, possibly.
Yeah.
And it could have been then repurposed as tunnels for moving troops and equipment and such like, shelter.
Well, we'll just...
we will find out.
We'll find out. Well, we're headed down into the tunnels under the town of Albert. This is a Somme 1916 museum. There's a little video playing at one end, which we'll watch that. It's in French.
So we've watched the video. These tunnels were originally medieval, but they're repurposed after 1938, the Second World War, as air raid shelters. And now, of course, they've been repurposed again as a museum.
You know, they've got all sorts of stuff in here, haven't they? This museum is all set underground with artefacts that have been found from the battlefields. There's old boots, pocket watches, shell casings, glass bottles, little mock-ups of trenches, what the soldiers may have had to endure at the time. And there's even photos of soldiers, little pieces of what was left behind. And then there's this section completely dedicated to how the noise may have sounded in the trenches. So it's just behind this door that we're going to walk through. So we're just about to hear what it would be like in a trench. Obviously it's not quite as loud. Like with everything, you come out into a shop, don't you? See what there is. We do like to geek out on the Great War, and you guys have seen us do all this before. But with us already having to replace both the rear tyres in France, the van is still having some issues that we are not happy about, and travelling further south is out of the question. So, with that in mind, we are going to head towards Belgium, as staying in areas that we are familiar with seems like a safer option. We're on our way to the last post association at the Meandering Gate
Again.
in Ypres again. All these right lights are red, aren't they?
He's got a suntan.
Anyway, we've filmed all this before, but
Before, done it again.
yeah. Come on,
Just our thing.
it's just what we do.
See the wagon off the rails.
Well, good morning from Belgium. I'm saying good morning, it's actually the afternoon. Now we're in a place called Prowse Point, and there's a cemetery just over here to this side, and over across the road is a field where the Christmas truce took place in 1914. So we hadn't actually planned to be here at this point. It's been quite a few days actually. We've had car trouble, lots of car trouble. We've had issues with the tyres, the steering. We've had issues with some brakes. I'm not entirely sure what I'm talking about when it comes to mechanics, so we'll fill that in a little bit later maybe. But yeah, the plan was to probably head a little bit further down into France and Belgium. But yeah, since we got over here on the ferry, we've noticed some noises with the car, so we thought we'd better not go too far. So we thought we'd come to the area which we know, and we have vlogged quite a bit around here about a year ago, something like that. But well, now we're here, we might as well show you around. But I'm not going to go too deeply into it. As I said, we've done this before. So I'm just walking past some World War I bunker thing. That is Prowse Point Cemetery, and I've done a video on that before if you want to check that out. There's another cemetery down there which I might have a little walk to. I think that's Mud Corner Cemetery, I'm not sure, but we'll have a little walk to that. Just over the brow of the hill is a field where the Christmas truce of 1914 took place. And they played a game of football, and this is a memorial here. And I'll show you the footballs as well. So let's have a little look down here. Lots of little intimate cemeteries around here, and I think I like them the best. It's so peaceful around here. We had a peaceful night, so we spent the night up there at the top next to the cemetery, all nice and quiet and stealth. We literally just got set up, put the blinds up, had something to eat and went to bed. We were so tired, we were so exhausted with all these problems that we're getting from the car, so we're going to have to get it checked out with our mechanic when we get back home. So yeah, as far as I know, well, we've had the rear two brake, the rear, both the rear tyres replaced, because that were a matter of legality. And I think over here in France they don't just replace one, they replace them both on the same axle. I think that's their law. And then James noticed a weird scraping noise, especially when he braked, so we found a garage, and luckily they were open and they were able to replace the brakes. So they replaced them again, both the brake, I think the pads, I'm not a mechanic, I think the pads, brake pads on both front wheels, yeah, because one of them was quite shiny. And I think there's something wrong with I don't know what it is, it's some kind of piston thing, and it's got like a rubber seal on it, like a, I don't know how to describe it, like a rubber boot type thing. And peeled that back and there's lots of dry rust in there. So he squirted something like WD-40 in it, and hopefully that'll last us till we get home. But that really needs replacing. So again, we'll just get our trusty mechanic to see to it, and hopefully we'll get us home safely. The main priority for me is the safety aspect. We need to get home safely. We've got a long drive. And yeah, he did point out another thing as well, what they call ball joints. There's a bit of play in them. I have heard a bit of knocking, so that must be what that is. But let's have a look at this. Now we've come to, oh, I'm right. How did I know? Mud Corner Cemetery, 1917. Oh, it's tiny. Intimate little cemetery here. All young. Soldier of the Great War. No form of identity for that young man. Yeah, this has always been our interest for quite a few years now. I think we've only vlogged this sort of subject once, well, a group of videos once. So we had not planned on vlogging this again, because we've done it. But we thought, well, don't go any further down south, so we might as well stick around the area we know. And pay our respects. So I think what we're going to do now is I've put a few points in because we're going to head up further north. I think our plan is to go towards Dunkirk, and I've put a few points in where we could go and visit points of interest. But our ferry sails from Calais in a few days' time, so we're just going to gradually make us way up there. So I don't know if we'll probably find a park up between then or not. So we'll just have to wait and see. Let's hope the car doesn't fall to bits entirely. So yeah, some of these cemeteries, a lot of these cemeteries were given names like on the battlefield, soldiers gave places of recognition. So the fact this is called Mud Corner Cemetery gives me the impression that that's a corner, and maybe at the time it was muddy. And Prowse Point Cemetery is named after Major Prowse, who led the attack at that time. Let's have a little walk back up here. It's quite misty. Or could it be my lens that's gone funny? Let's have a look. I think there might have been a splodge on the lens. Never mind. Least of my worries. So peaceful around here. So peaceful. That is the field where the Christmas truce took place, 1914, where both sides met in no land and had a game of football. That is the field, right there. Well, this seems like a good point to end this episode, and if you've enjoyed it and want to see more, make sure you do all the good stuff on the screen below. Thank you for watching, and we'll catch you in the next one.